Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of the 2 character builds that I would release in as starter decks. At first I did the other Leon von Schroeder video. In this video I will be doing the Zigfried von Schroeder. Now Zigfried uses a Valkyrie themed build. Like theme of monsters. And we're going to take a look at them. And yeah, so first up we have Valkyrie Brunhilde. I like Brunhild. Yeah, that's what I think it is. But it's a fairy, light effect monster, level 7, attack 1800, defense 2000. Description: while this card is in face-up attack position, it gains 300 attack for each dragon and warrior type monster on the field. When this card would be destroyed by battle, you can have it lose 1000 defense instead. So that's a pretty interesting card. It can lower its defense in order to prevent its destruction. Not something that you see every day in Yu-Gi-Oh. So we have Valkyrie Drite. Valkyrie Drite. I apologize if I get any of these names wrong because this is in German and I don't really speak German names all that, too much. But yeah. It's a light fairy effect monster, level 4, attack 1000, defense 1600. Description: this card gains 100 attack for each removed from play monster. So that's similar to Grandma Jew and the Golden Homunculus. Then we have Valkyrie Erst. Valkyrie Erst. And it's a light fairy effect monster, level 6, attack 1600, defense 1800. Description: once per turn, you can remove from play one monster. From your opponent's graveyard. This card's original attack becomes equal to the banished monster's original attack until the end phase. So it copies the attack of a monster in your opponent's graveyard, which is helpful. You know what I'm saying? Which is very helpful. And then at the same time, when you're increasing that monster's attack, you're also removing. Well, at the same time you're copying that monster's attack, you would be removing a card in your opponent's graveyard from play. Which could be helpful at the right time. So yeah, so this card is Valkyrie's Way. Valkyrie's Way. And it's a light fairy effect monster, level 5, attack 1600, defense 1600. Description: when this card is summoned, select one monster your opponent controls and destroy it. So it's yeah, it's a card that when it's summoned, it destroys something. So hey, there you go. And then we have the Union monsters, which is Fortune Chariot. You can't really see the card too good, but it's like 2 horses right here. Then there's like this little carriage in the back. Or not the carriage, but the chariot right there in the back of it. And yeah, in the description, what is it? It's a wind fairy union monster. As I said, it's level 6, attack defense 0. Description: once per turn during your main phase, you can equip this card to a Valkyrie monster you control as an equip card, or unequip it to special summon this card in face-up attack position. If equipped to a monster by this card's effect, once per turn during your main phase, you can have this the equipped monster's original attack. If you do, it can attack your opponent directly this turn. A monster can only be the little typical effects with the Union monster. It protects the card that it's equipped to. The monster card that it's equipped to, it protects it. So moving on to the spell card support, we have Enchanted Sword Nathong. Enchanted Sword Not. like that's what I'm gonna just call it, Enchanted Sword Knot, because I can't really pronounce those words. Like this is another language that I'm speaking. Yeah, like it's an equip spell card. Description: when you equip this card, destroy and remove from play all face-up dragon-type monsters your opponent controls. Damn, like that would kill some Chaos Dragons. But yeah, the equip monster gains 400 attack. If the equipped monster battles a dragon-type monster, destroy that monster at the start of the damage step without applying damage calculation. Yeah, this would kill. This would kill some Chaos Dragons. Like damn, like this one card. Oh man, and it's not, you know, like type indigenous. So you can equip this to any monster. You know, like that allows any type of equip, you know, spell cards are allowed to be on it. You know, but yeah, this would kill some Chaos Dragons. Man, I like this card. Because Chaos Dragons are annoying. Like, that would be very, very helpful. Yeah, moving on. This is Erda's Guidance. Erda's Guidance. And it's this female who looks like she's rowing a boat. But, yeah, normal spell card. Description: discard one spell card, select one trap card from your graveyard, and set it. So that's pretty good. Like you get to reuse trap cards and you get to set them, you know, by activating that. That's pretty awesome. We have Final Light. Final Light. It's curtains. Normal spell card. Description: pay 1,000 life points and select one light monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. Then your opponent can special summon one monster with 2,000 or less attack from their graveyard and face up attack position. So, you know, that's a pretty cool card. That's another one. And then we have a Goddess Skull's Oracle, which I believe is this card right here. You know, that chick that's hiding behind this other card, you know, like what a rod. Giggity. Well, yeah, it's a continuous spell card. Description: once per turn, you can look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck and rearrange them. You know, like there's some cards like that in this game already, but I would like to see that spell card be released, you know, in the starter deck. You know, like, and now we have Goddess Erd's Verdict. Some knockoff Sailor Moon looking chick. But yeah, we have Goddess Erd's Verdict. It's a continuous spell card. He said once per turn you can select one face down card your opponent controls and guess its card name. If you guess correctly, remove that card from play. Something good to use in conjunction with the Murmur of the Forest and the Book of Moon. You know, like that would be something interesting to use with. Then we have the Goddess Vernandy's Guidance. Goddess Vernandy's Guidance. So, and this is a continuous spell card. It said once per turn, you can guess the card type of the top of your opponent's deck, monster, spell, or trap. If you guess it correctly, apply the appropriate effect. Monster card, your opponent special summons it in face down defense position. Spell or trap card, your opponent sets it. So that's if you guess it correctly. So, moving on. We have Graceful Charity. We have Heart of the Griffin's Feather Duster. Like those 2 cards are already released in the game. So, we have Magic Alms. Magical Alms. Magical Arms, which look like a little necklace, supposedly, or is that some type of spell he's conjuring up? Whatever. It's a continuous spell card. Description: when you activate this card, gain 1,000 life points during each player's main phase. The turn player must guess how many spell cards, excluding this card, they will activate that turn. Each time a player makes a guess with this card's effect, both players gain 500 life points times the number of spell cards guessed. During each player's end phase, if the turn player uses less or more spell cards than guessed, that player takes 1,000 damage times the number of spell cards used that turn. Man, that's good. You know, like I think that this would work better if like it was like your um like opponent maybe like I'm guessing you know, like how many cards like how many spell cards like will be used. Maybe I think it will work better like that, but you know, like that's another interesting card. We have Mischief of the Time Goddess. Mischief of the Time Goddess with her Sailor Moon staff. It's a normal spell card. Description: skip your next turn's battle phase. All remaining phases of this turn, including the end phase, are skipped. Oh, like skip to your next turn's battle phase. All remaining phases of this turn, including the end phase, are skipped. So, yeah, like that's interesting. You know, like it's a lot of interesting cards. You know, like I can't find another word to use because you know, like that pretty much describes it. Yeah, Mystical Space Typhoon. Then we have Nibelung's Ring. Nibelung's Ring. You know, you can't really see it that good because you have the Swordsman of Landstar right there in the way, but it has like some runes on it. Yeah, that's Nibelung's Ring. It's an equipped spell card. Description: during the draw phase of the equipped monster's controller, they draw 2 cards instead of conducting their normal draw and reveal those cards to their opponent. If monster cards are drawn with this way, one of them must be discarded. The equipped monster cannot attack or be tributed, and its effects is negated. Wow. Like that pretty much gives those forbidden spell cards a run for their money. You know, that's a pretty good card. That's a pretty good spell card. And then we have Nibelung's Treasure. Yeah, I was tongue-tied. Nibelung's Treasure. One big treasure chest. And normal spell card. Description: select one spell card from your deck, activate it on your opponent's side of the field without ignoring activation requirements. Then draw 5 cards. Select one spell card from your deck, activate it on your opponent's side of the field without ignoring activation requirements. Then you draw 5 cards. Okay. So, yeah. So you have to activate the spell card as if, you know, just regularly. And then you get to draw 5 cards. So there you go. Nobleman of Crossout, that card is already released. We have Pegasus Wings. Pegasus Wings. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, it's a normal spell card. Description: activate only while there is a Fortune Chariot in your graveyard. Select one face-up Valkyrie monster and half its attack. It can attack your opponent directly this turn. So it gives the ability to direct attack. We have Rainbow Bitfrost, the Pot of Greed. Of course, that has already been released. Rainbow Bitfrost. I think this card has been released in the game. No, it hasn't. Rainbow Bitfrost, which is the bridge to Asgard, I believe. And then you have 4 Valkyries that are there to protect anybody that tries to get there, you know, or like anybody that tries to like sneak into there, or to help guide the people that died honorably in battle up to the city of Asgard. But yeah, moving on. It's a normal spell card. Description: select one face-up Valkyrie monster you control. It gains 500 attack for each removed from play monster until the end phase. So that's pretty good. Like that works in conjunction with one of the Valkyries. We have Ride of the Valkyries. Ride of the Valkyries. It is a normal spell card. Description: special summon as many Valkyrie monsters from your hand as possible. Monsters summoned by this effect can attack the turn they are summoned. During the end phase of this turn, return all monsters special summoned this way to your deck. So, yeah, so it does comes at a price. So that might like end up being like one of your final attack type moves. You know, like if you have any Valkyries in your hand that you want to use or you could use. So this one is Swan Maiden. Swan Maiden, and I believe we all heard about this card at one time or another. Swan Maiden. Yeah, it's a normal spell card, and you get to special summon one Valkyrie monster from your hand. So that's simple. For like the higher level Valkyries, you know, you ain't gotta worry about like having tributes for them. Valkyrie's Embrace, and this is when the warriors that have died honorably in battle, they get taken up by their Valkyrie, boobies and all. Yeah, it's a normal spell card. Description: select one face-up Valkyrie monster you control and one monster your opponent controls. Change the battle positions of your selected monster and remove from play your opponent's selected monster. So that's a pretty interesting. That's a pretty good card. Period. You know, they have Apple of Enlightenment. Apple of Enlightenment, or the Forbidden Apple, I believe. That's what that's supposed to represent. Yeah, it's a normal spell card. Description: when this card is removed from the field, draw one card. So, like, I'm guessing it would have to be face down, because I don't think you can just activate a card like this. You know, like, it would have to be destroyed face down or whatever. Yeah, we have Fricka's Meditation. Fricka's Meditation. And she has this look on her face like she just had like one of the best orgasms ever. Yeah, Fricka's Meditation. Fricka's Meditation. Normal trap card. Description: activate only during your opponent's battle phase. Remove from play one Wotan's Judgment from your graveyard in the battle phase. Oh, so that's it. So it just ends the battle phase by removing whatever its Wotan's Judgment is. Okay, so moving on. Loge's Flame. We have Loge's Flame with like one tornado fire pit. Loge's Flame, and it's a continuous trap card. Description: your opponent cannot attack with monsters that have 2,000 or less attack. When this card is removed from the field, you can special summon one Valkyrie Brunhilde from your hand or deck. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So it's special summons. So the main focus seems to be to remove from play monsters, and you know, you being able to openly attack your opponent from that, like amongst other effects. You know, like they have some pretty good cards in this, like on that list, and I think that if taking the time, you know, like maybe they can release that as a starter deck. At least I would, you know, because I was asked which cards I would release, or which character, you know, like starter decks I would release, and I would release the Von Schroeder brothers, both of them with Leon and his fairy tale monsters. I think they're pretty unique, and like many ways. And like as well, like as the Valkyrie monsters, you know, like I would like to see more of them be released in the game. You know, like these cards especially, because they're awesome. And that sword, what was it? The Nothing Sword. I'll go to the Enchanted Sword of Nothing. I like Natung. I like Natung. Yeah, that's that dragon killer. Like, I would like to see that card be released, just so I can use it up against the Chaos Dragons, because they been really running rampant, and that would, oh man, that would destroy some Chaos Dragons mad hard. But yeah, so that's it for these two videos. I hope you guys enjoyed them. Of course, as always, like the link to these pages will be in the description. If you missed the first video, I did a video for the Leon Von Schroeder like builds, as I spoke on, and yeah, that's it. So I'll see you guys for the next Yu-Gi-Oh! 101 video. Peace.